Hi, this is Brett from vivagoals.com. I want to take you through a quick overview of a case that we did for ATCO. Now, ATCO is a large transnational company, and they work in various areas. So they've got about 24 billion in assets, about 4 million customers. They've got over 10,000 employees. And amongst the things they do, they've got about 25,000 rental units that they keep. They've got a series of manufacturing facilities around mobile homes and modular building, like construction site buildings. They have over 64,000 kilometers worth of natural pipelines around the world. They run 17 ports and are operational managers for a further 16. And they've got about 105 kilometers worth of power lines and transcos. So big, complex business. The CEO came to us and he had three basic needs. One is that they want to organize get the organization aligned around their growth strategy. Second, they want clear performance expectations from each member of the executives and the core departments and the teams and even the individuals. And then finally, they need to be agile. They need to be able to adjust their strategy on a dime. And of course, COVID taught them that benefits of having that in place. We've been working with them for quite a few years. We started off by taking their strategy. And of course, like all organizations, they had a clearly articulated strategy. And we converted that into a strategy map, which outlined what are their objectives and the cause and effect relationship between them. We helped them determine what their priorities were. And these priorities, the objectives tend to transcend time. These priorities get adjusted once a quarter in their quarterly retrospective and refresh. And based on that, each quarter we can identify what are the core themes, where the focus areas need to be for that quarter. From there, we help them develop their objectives and key results and put them into what we call an ontology. We listed those objectives on the left of a spreadsheet, and across the top, their core processes. And what we do is we score the impact of each process on each objective. I'll quickly go through the mathematics. Let's say, for example, we decide that distribution has an impact of 3 on this objective, invest in our people, worth 5%. This cell is 3 times 5 or 15 strategy points. It also has an impact of 3 on this objective of safety. But at 10%, 3 times 10 is 30. 30 strategy points cause that to turn a dark gray. Here it's also 3, planning's impact on reliable electrical service, but 3 times 20 is 60, that makes it turn black. In other words, the higher the strategy points, the darker the cell is, and so these black nodes become the critical performance nodes. That helps us figure out where we need to get our great performance measures, our objectives and key results, where we need to put our best players, where we need the best processes, where we need the best performance. And based on that, we can then begin building that performance measurement system through a Viva Suite and Viva Goals in particular. So what we're able to do is begin building dashboards that we would be presenting to investors, board of directors, and stakeholders, giving leadership that clear drill down on strategic objectives and where they're performing, whether I want to slice this by region, by product, by process. And then obviously what that cascade looks like, whether it's an organization chart type or a list chart as we see here, even down to detailed analytics by team and department. And of course, we're relying heavily on Power BI here to pull data in from these OKRs and other sources to give a rich information feed. Now, as I said, we've been working with them for some time. We began this project in 2017. And so we can see the results here from 2018 on. We've seen accelerating growth over time. But we've seen improvement in a bunch of other areas that the OKRs identified. So, for example, about sustainabilities, we've seen emissions drop like a rock. We've seen all sorts of progress in things like reduction in power outages, projects that get done, replacing an old infrastructure, moving towards new generation opportunities, and just way better focus on human capital. Now, interestingly enough, I discovered as we looked at their stats that they've certainly got a way higher solar production, but ironically, they're also find that Microsoft is one of their key customers in terms of who's buying their now low-cost power. So here's a quick overview of how it is we've helped that organization. Our initial work was only about 5 days work to get this set up. And then we've been coaching them and training their leadership team as people move on and new leaders come in and as we evolve over time with new strategic imperatives.